Hello everyone, welcome to Terraform with GCP session 5. In this particular session, we are going to discuss the following important things. The first thing is we are going to understand how to create a virtual machine in GCP using GCP Cloud Console. The second thing is we are going to create similar kind of virtual machine but using Terraform configuration file. To create a VM in GCP Cloud Console, we need to have a free tier GCP account. And in that GCP Cloud Console only, we are going to create this particular virtual machine. Let's go back and check how to create a VM using GCP Cloud Console. Let me go back there. Let's go back to our Cloud Console. If you see on the screen, this is my GCP Cloud Console. If you see on the left corner, there is one term called Google Cloud. Next to Google Cloud, there is one option called Project Picker. This is a place where we can select our project. Just click on this particular project. Currently, I'm going to select GCP-training and this will be my project ID. Remember this project ID, we are going to use this in our Terraform configuration file as well. So this is how we are going to select our project. So let me select it. Once we are done with our project, we need to select this particular burger icon. We need to select compute engine service. This is used to create our virtual machine. Inside compute engine, I am going to select VM instances. Let me select that particular VM instance. So once we are done here, we need to click on create instance. Let me click on create instance. So once we land into this particular page, we need to provide the mission configuration details. First, I'm going to give my VM instance name. Let me give one particular name. So I'm going to give it as server 1. This will be my mission name. After that, I need to select respective region. So I'm going to select US Central 1 as default. And I'm going to select a particular zone in that region. I'm going to select US Central 1-A. This will be my zone. Once my region and zone are done, I need to select my respective mission type. I am going to select E2 mission series. In that only, I am going to select my mission type. Let's come back here. This is a place where I can select my mission type. For this particular demo, I am going to select E2 micro. It is having 0.25 to 2 virtual CPUs and 1 GB RAM. This will be my hardware configuration of my machine. Let's select this particular E2 micro. That's it. Our mission got selected. Means our mission type. Let's go back and select our operating system and storage. This is a place where I can select my respective operating system and boot disk storage. So if you click on change here, it will open one pop-up page where I can select my operating system. So Debian, this will be my operating system. This will be my default version and I am going to use this particular boot disk type with size 10 GB. Why we need boot disk type means when operating system loads means we need some space to boot up. That's why boot disk type is required. So I'm going to select all these default configurations as it is and I'm going to click on select option. Remember here, there is an option called image here. This particular image is used to create our operating system. We are also going to use this image in our Terraform configuration file as well. So once we are done with this, let's go back and check the networking option. In networking option, we have one option called network interface. This network interface allows our virtual machine to connect with the VPC, virtual private cloud. Here, it is used to connect with the default VPC, which is having this particular CIDR range. So remember this, we are also going to use the same similar kind of thing in our Terraform configuration file as well. Let's go and create this particular machine, VM instance. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes. Just wait for a few minutes to get it created. So if you see on the screen here, I have created my VM instance with the name server 1 and currently this machine is in zone US Central 1A and it is having a internal IP and external IP. This is how I can create a VM instance using GCP Cloud Console. Let's go back and check how to create using Terraform configuration file. Let's go back to our PPT. Let me expand it. So what is the second method? Our second method is to create the VM using Terraform configuration file. Let's see how we can do this. Whatever you are seeing in this slide, if you see here, there is one file called main.tf. This will be my main configuration file where I have written all my code to create my VM instance. This particular main.tf is having two blocks. One is a provider block, another one is a resource block. Let's go and check what is inside this provider block and resource block. So let me explain the provider block. Provider block always starts with the keyword provider. After that, in double quotes, I have placed Google. Means it will tell the Terraform to communicate with the GCP cloud platform. After that, provider block, it will starts with the open brace and it will close with a close brace. Inside that, I have three arguments. One is a project, region, and zone. So in the project, I need to provide the respective project ID where I need to create my VM instance. After that, I need to select respective region and zone where my VM resource will be allocated. Currently, I have selected US Central 1 as my region and US Central 1-A as my zone. This is about the provider block. Hope it is clear to everyone. Let's go and check what is a resource block and what are the arguments inside it. Okay, let me check what is inside resource block and what are the different arguments that I have inside each resource block. So this is the first step of my resource block. Resource block always starts with a resource keyword. After that, in double quotes, this is my resource type. Currently, it is named as Google underscore compute underscore instance. This will be my resource type. After that, this will be my resource name. My resource name is simple underscore VM. Each resource type will have a particular usage and functionality. This particular resource type is used to create the VM resource. Okay. After that, resource block will open with a open brace. Inside that, we can place our arguments. So this is my first argument, that is name. I am going to give my VM instance name as server 2. After that, I need to provide the respective mission type to my server, that is E2 micro. E2 micro defines the hardware configuration of my mission type. It will be having some CPU and some RAM for my VM instance. After that, next I need to select my respective boot disk. What is a boot disk? It will defines the VM's main disk. It is mandatory for the operating system to be loaded. So after that, I need to select the respective image. This image specifies the base operating system that we need to use to load the operating system. Currently, it is a Debian Linux version 12. After that, I need to select the respective network interface. This network interface connects our virtual machine to the VPC network. In this case, it is going to connect our VM to the default GCP network. After that, we have provided one more argument called access underscore config. This will enable an external IP to our virtual machine and that will be used to access our VM over the internet. Then we can close our resource block with a close brace. So this is about resource block and what are the arguments inside this particular resource block. Let's see the practical demo how we can do it. So to show the second method to create VM using Terraform configuration file, currently I am inside using Cloud Shell editor. Inside this Cloud Shell editor, we have an option where we can load our main.tf file. How we can do that? Just click on this particular three dots and there is one option called upload. If you click on upload, I can choose my respective main.tf file which I have already created. Let me choose my particular file. So currently this is my main.tf file. I am going to select this particular main.tf file. So it is showing here main.tf. Once this is done, just click on. So currently it is showing main.tf here. So I need to upload this particular file. Let's click on upload. Once you click on upload, this particular main.tf will be transferred to our Cloud Shell editor. Let me close this. Let's click here ls. If I click on ls, what happened? It will show my main.tf. Let me show what is there inside this particular main.tf. How to see the contents of that? Just use cat command. Just use main.tf, click enter. So these are all the things that I have declared in the PPT as well, and now in the main.tf file as well. It has one provider block and one resource block as I explained earlier. So after this, we have written our code. After that, what I need to do? I need to use some particular commands. Let me show that what those commands are. Now my main.tf file is ready. After that, what I need to do? I need to follow some set of commands to create my particular VM instance. The first one is Terraform init. This Terraform init is used to download the required plugins to communicate with the GCP. After that, I need to use Terraform plan. This is like a dummy plan. It is going to show us what is going to be created. After that, I need to use the Terraform apply. This will apply the actual changes and it will create the respective infra. Next one is Terraform destroy. If I want to create the VM which I have created, I can use this Terraform destroy and I can destroy my particular VM infra. So these are all the steps I need to execute now one by one. Let's go and execute each command one by one with Terraform init. Okay. Let's go back to my Cloud Shell editor. Okay, let me clear my screen. Now currently I am in my Cloud Shell editor. I am going to use my first command, that is Terraform init. Let me execute it. It will download the required plugins. You can see Terraform init successfully initialized. Next, what I need to do? I need to execute Terraform plan. It is like a dummy plan. It will show us what will create in future. Let's click on this Terraform plan. It is showing one to add, means one VM will be created as per this configuration. Now I can go and apply Terraform apply. Just click on apply and it will ask us one notification. Just you need to press yes, our infra will be created. So currently it is showing. So once I press yes, my instance will be created. Currently it is in creation state. It will take some time to get created. So if you see here, my changes are applied, apply is complete, and one resource is added. Means my VM got created with the name server-2. Let's go back to our GCP Cloud Console and check whether this server is created or not. Let me click on the refresh button here. If I click on refresh, there is one VM instance with the name server2. It is located in this particular zone, US Central 1A. It is having one internal IP and one external IP. So this server 2 is created using Terraform configuration method. This server 1 is created using GCP console manual way of creating the VM. So these are all the two different methods. That is how we can create our infra. One is a manual method, one is through automation using Terraform configuration file.